we embarked on this project, I guess, a couple of years ago, and we all contributed an article. And so I think it's timely that this week, you know, Dr. Floor is going to be reading her chapter on Immigrants Matter. And I just want to mention that in between her chapter and my chapter is the story of the Statue of Liberty. So I think it's very, you know, interesting that it's all coming to a head in this particular time. But let's just go ahead and begin with Dr. Floor's reading of Immigrants Matter, and see what we can gain from that.
Thank you for having me. Instead of reading from the chapter, I want to connect ideas of the chapter. That way we live here with a different perspective of what I mean when I say immigrants matter. I'm a flower from a garden called Haiti. Yes, my country is Haiti, spelled H-A-I-T-I. That country that many of you have not visited yet, you will do so after you see, listen, and watch me. When you Google Haiti, make sure that you Google also the beauty of Haiti, the discovery of Haiti, in lieu of saying the negative of that pearl of the island. Yes, my country for centuries have been called Pearl of the Islands because of its nature, its historical monuments, moreover, its rich culture. When I will take you ladies to Haiti in due time, you will enjoy the crystal clear ocean, the dance, the food. And if because of political unrest we cannot go, next year, let's still have Miami in mind in the month of March on International Women's Month, where we can still continue the journey of spreading America's leading ladies. I am a flower from the first independent Black Republic in the hemisphere. Then based on what you heard me say so far, this is what makes me an immigrant. Today, how the world is going, Black lives matter, but all lives matter. Nothing in life is black and white. And in reading my chapter, you will see that I'm a philosopher of a principle called garder tête haute. Now I want you to repeat those three words with me to see how you can connect with me. Let's everybody say together, garder. Say garder.
Garder.
I don't hear you. I don't hear Mary. I don't hear Janelle. Angelina, let me see your face. Let me see if you can learn three words. I see Mary McClarty. Let's say together, garder.
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 Very good. Garder. Tête.
Tête.
Tête is Où.
Où.
Very good. It's like look at yourself. That's what it stands for. Then if you are talking to any Haitian around the world and you're telling them, garder, it's like you're telling them, watch out, look. All of us, regardless of the color of our skin, regardless of where we're from, on a daily basis, if we don't wear glasses, we need to see, not only watch. And that's the philosophy that connects us. And that's how maybe I blend easily with all of you, because we are humble enough to be part of that big project and see that we are not less than one another. And together we are building greatness around the world. Now, if you go to my book, I said the chapter, okay, page 106, you see how Gadetetu is written? 3 words. And it's the same thing, then I love you, 3 words. I see you, 3 words. Then you see, as immigrants or Native American, we are all equal if we do that exercise of watch out, being careful, of creating connections in order to spread a universal message, a message that is so unique that it connects women and men, whether you are in a position of leadership or that you are sharing your inner power around the world. Gadetetu also has to do with 3 exercises: pausing, processing, and proceeding. You know, you pause in life. Look with the public health crisis, COVID. Are we all Gadetetu? We are. And when you're gonna hear Cordelia, when I heard her, when I read her chapter saying finding ourselves, finding each other, we are all saying the same thing through this baby. And at any moment, we should not see greatness in this. Who would have thought that through Pat wisdom, I did not call Pat, I did not go after her, and I believe all of you also. Being an angel herself, she found us. She found me in a very important day in 2018 where I came out on national television advocating for nobody to refer to Haitian as a very strong word called asshole. When you're looking at me, do I look like a hole? Do I look like shit to you ladies? No. I smell beautiful, even though you cannot smell me physically, but virtually. My name Flor stands for flower. Am I the only flower in this platform? No, we are all a flower. Whether I left Haiti, go to Puerto Rico, to come and meet Renee in my 50s, does not even know that the project is itself is greater than Pat. Then as selected authors, we need to see the word immigrant as something rich, as culturally diverse, as not screaming, yelling, throwing nobody out of nowhere, but reuniting, making America a welcoming space. Today, our world is waking up with hurt, with COVID, with daily uncertainty. But yet, as selected authors, we are spreading positivism through art, through our talent, through connecting our souls. And I will not need to be long, just leaving you with that gift of Gadetetu. Before you speak Gadetetu, before you assume Gadetetu, because in each and every one of us, there is that beauty of introspection, there is that wealth of positive energy, there are talents. I've been doing philanthropy in a country that I tell you is the first Black republic, but is also among the third world country. Haiti is still poor, but yet I have had the benefit to attend private school, to have things that many do not have. And still as an immigrant, I still give back, not to only Haiti, but to the world. I know what it is to be in blackout. I know what it is to have kids going on a daily basis suffering from hunger. Then Renee Labor connects with Lancia's art, with Janela, with Mary McClody, because the world is a better world because we America leading ladies, we are simply a drop and a seed in it. Thank you for listening. And I tell you, in our journey, connecting together, you're gonna read the book itself, Gaditetu, and see the essence of our identity until we take our last breath, which is death. It's an applied behavior that we need to exhibit on a daily basis. Thank you.
That was beautiful. That was just beautiful, Dr. Floor. A clap for Dr. Floor. You really spoke to the heart of each and every one of us. So thank you for that.
Then you can look at the book if you have any questions. I'm open.
I muted myself, sorry. I have a question, Dr. Flora. What is your vision for unity? And when I say unity, then it sounds like unity means two things that are separated. But what is your vision for, you know, there's not a word, integration. It's like, what is the loving process you see bringing the world together? It's like, what are the tools that you would use to do that?
Okay. When you Google Haiti, you're gonna see that the country independence slogan is unity makes strength. Then I'm from a country that is telling the world, and that has helped many other countries earn their independence, including America, because we were independent in 1804. We helped Venezuela, we helped Israel, and then we should be an example of unity at birth. However, if you really research in depth regarding unity, internally now in Haiti, there's no unity because the gap comes from the leadership. Then in order for us to bring integration, we need to know ourselves first. We cannot ask anyone to give what they don't have. I have to have that self-unity myself, that self-conscious awareness of first the word respect. Then if I respect that Renee is from Puerto Rico and Puerto Rico has something that Haiti does not have, if we start from that basic foundation that we are different, we will build integration. I believe that when Haiti did its independence, they lack an understanding that we were different. They were just going, okay, that we throw the French out, the Spanish out, and yes, it's black, we earn it. We got out of slavery. But what is that internal mental slavery? If you're mentally slave, that means if you're not thinking outside the box, if you have no sense of tolerance, if you have no sense of accepting that you are different and respecting that, then hey, you will not conquer unity. That's why now some of my own Haitian brothers and sisters challenged me when I said that after 207 years of independence, I think we should say unity through the love and respect of our differences. And not being cut off and just saying we are strong, because I can unite to destroy. Because unity is not necessarily a positive word. It's how we use it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That
Dr.
was
Flora, I
really,
have a question
go
for
ahead.
you. You talk about the unity and working together with our immigrant population and becoming one. What would you suggest to those who are not of an immigrant situation? You know, they're not first generation Americans, perhaps they're not second generation. Maybe their families have been here a long time and they don't understand directly the plight of the immigrant. How can that population better support our immigrant brothers and sisters through this process of unity and through this process of becoming one and working together, since that seems to be kind of a divisive theme? People don't understand the differences. So what could we maybe say to those people to help them understand the immigrant experience better and be more supportive?
Today, I don't think there is nobody on earth that is a total native of anything. Then what I will ask anybody is to go to their roots. Somehow, America is so beautiful that America has international belly button, you know, because America is built of a strong history, and that native is defined with its diversity, and it's only through researching. Go research deep, go to your tree, your geographically tree, and see that it's amazing. Even Facebook makes those kind of jokes, like you see that you are connected to some other sources than just what you think it's your original root. Everybody's grounded somewhere. I never thought that I had Indian connection, and where is that come from? It's you know, because Haiti at the beginning was made of tribes, and everybody, then, you know, then here's one example. We all owe so much to the Indians, you know, before we go and think of Black and African American or Hispanic. Indians, you know, they've done so much at the beginning, and all history and in all countries. They have Indians in China, they have Indians all over the world. Then the word native needs to be defined by more than biological birth, but by what you're building, and to leave as a legacy to the world, to see you as a citizen of the world, not just someone of one area or one nation.
Anyone else has questions?
Or
For
even
Dr. Flo,
comment.
or even a comment?
Hi, this is Mary McClarty. I loved reading what you wrote in that book. I thought that was amazing. And it always brings to my thought on that one, and you probably have more, is that why we always talk about world peace, white, and we need to talk more about world respect and acceptance. And I think now more than ever, your message is really clear that way. So thank you so much for reading that and for sharing.
Thank you, Mary.
I just have one comment, Dr. Fleur. When I read your chapter, I have no words for it, but I just wanted to say, when you said we are all born equal in the eyes of God, and kindness is our guidance and power source, I felt those were such powerful words. And I feel more people need to hear that today. And the way you've expressed it, just those few words, it means so much. It means so much. It's almost like putting out a quote in the world to say, just listen to these words of wisdom. So thank you for that.
Then when you think of Haitian American portrait, if you love arts, then always feel that it's a cup of coffee that you're drinking every day. And instead of seeing that you're adding milk into that coffee, Each day, add kindness, gratitude, love, peace, and hope.
That's beautiful. I remember seeing your artwork on the wall. That was the first day, a few weeks ago. It was beautiful. Anyone else? Jelena, Cordelia, any words?
I would just like to say thank you. It was beautiful to listen to your words.
I just want to say that I love that you began with, you are a flower from a garden, and actually allowing us to learn not only how to pronounce, but also the meaning of the beautiful words, because it's the thing that I've noticed between languages is there's always more depth in the original language than there is when it's translated, but you did it so beautifully in such a way that we can like feel it, be it, and have the full vibration of it by speaking it. So thank you.
I want to publicly thank also Pat, because when she just called me 2 years ago, I thought she was a scam. And Pat and I had fought many times, and but she never gave up on me. And she said, "Why do you have to have that word in Creole?" I said, "Then if you cannot ask, I did not go after you, lady. Then you love me. Then you have to take me for who I am." She said, "Sometimes I love you. Sometimes." I said, "Don't go and say anything that you don't." But so far, I think there is still love, and I hope whenever she says that, she still got those 3 words in Creole, "Gade," because she watched for me. She watched our back, and look 2 years later how the world is. At that time, when I was talking about immigrants, I was worried about Haitian being deported, Mexicans, and all those. But you see, talking about the chapter today, I took it to a different dimension, because today, what we need in the world is respect, respect for one another, respect of everybody's life. Thank you, ladies. Can't wait for Cordelia. She's my sister and all of you.
Dr. Floor, I'd like to just echo something that you just said. I'd like to echo that because I think when all of us started on this journey, and I mentioned it a little bit last week, but you just mentioned it again, so I think it's just such an ongoing theme. It's so important to acknowledge. But when we started this journey of this book together with Pat's direction and guidance, we had no idea where we would be when the book was published. You know, when it came out finally a year ago, we were in a different place than we were when we started writing it. And now that we're celebrating the anniversary of the release and we're getting together and connecting and literally gathering together to talk about it, we're in yet a completely different place 10 times over. So I think it just really speaks to her vision a bit, that she saw something bigger and greater. And while we were in the moment writing what we wrote in the moment and sharing our thoughts and ideas, we had no idea where we would be today as we discuss it, and the true messages that would come out of it. We had one intention, and it takes a turn, but it still applies. And I think that's what's so important. Each of these chapters were written, you know, from the heart with intention. But as we have changed and progressed, they almost have become larger than what we thought they would be when we wrote them and when we first read them. You know, when I first read your words a year ago about immigration, you know, I felt it, I understood, I learned. But as I read it now, I learn more and I understand better. So I think that's what's so awesome about books in general, but specifically about this book and Pat's project, is that it really gave us the opportunity to grow and understand even through the changes. And I think, you know, that's really important for all of us. And it's just really an amazing thing that has transpired through this book.
Yeah, indeed.
And I'd like to say something following that too. The book title itself, American Leading Ladies, it's almost an intellectual concept. But the divine feminine is a universal concept. And the divine feminine can be male, female, doesn't have to be women versus men. But that whole idea of American leading ladies is the concept of bringing women together to talk about their paths and their journeys and their loves and their passions. But it's, again, like you said, it's transformed into more of a bigger picture, the essence of the divine feminine, which is that female aspect that can be, again, both male, female in reality, but compassion, understanding, integration, acceptance. And I think that's what this kind of, for me anyway, is morphing into. It wasn't just, okay, I got to meet the deadline to write the chapter, give her the picture, and make sure everything's okay. She's done like this, done like that. It's really about the power of the energy of the, not only the authors, but the readers, and beyond that. It's like dropping a pebble in the pond and seeing the concentric circles go out. And this is, again, more to me of an energetic movement versus just the information in the book is the beginning. And it's just like you said, reading a chapter and then really getting to understand the context of the society that we're living in now and how important that is. So yeah, anyway, so thank you.
I'm gonna add the last thing. When the book just came out, I gave it to a powerful author. What she did, she opens it and she said, oh, Ruth Bader is in it. And she continued, Maya Angelou is in it. And she closes it. And I said, but I'm telling you, 50 ladies. Said, no, those two to me, they are the ladies and they are the leaders. I was offended at first, but King, like Renee is saying now, ladies, selected authors, we are so big. May nobody make you ever feel less than your greatness. Because me, I'm so humbled to be among Maya Angelou, because she's no longer, but she paved ways. I don't care if it has to be in 50 more years that a child look at this book from China or anything and learn from us. We are leading and riding a journey of different type of leadership, not written anywhere else on earth. And that's why I value you. That's why the few of you, every time I connect with you, I call you sisters, because it's just beauty in there. It's a flower that is there. And it's a garden, each and every one of you. Then when I turn 100, because now I'm 51, then hopefully, I don't know if we will gonna be remember each other, if we will not have Alzheimer, but the color of wisdom that Pat choose will always keep us connected. And I love you for that. Thank you.
That is beautiful.
Indeed.
Virtual clap for Dr. Flor.
And I clap back for you, ladies.
Cordelia, do we have some more minutes? Cordelia, do you want to start now, or should we wait?
I can begin. That is, you know, it's originally I had planned to only read my chapter, and then, you know, listening to Dr. Flor just really changed my whole viewpoint of like what to say today. In my chapter, I wrote about finding yourself, and I began talking about, mine is on angel number page 111. 111, yeah. And so in my chapter, I talk about my story of grief, and that's what was the defining moment for me to actually decide to find myself. And I think it's really interesting that we find ourselves as a country, as a world right now in grief, right? We have a loss of what is known, and we're continually being thrust into the unknown. And we're also in a situation where we're forced to find ourselves because we don't have a choice but to gade tetu, right? We have to look at ourselves. This is like a complete period of self-reflection. And if I even take that a step further, I've had conversations with people around the world, but one thing that was most striking to me is I talked to a man in England the other day, and he was saying if it hadn't been for lockdown, he wouldn't even care that George Floyd died, because they had a similar incident in England. I think it was like in February, he told me, where similar situation, a Black man had been killed by a police brutality. But this time, not only did he care, but he actually watched the full video, which I know it's not like, it doesn't sound like a stretch, but for him it was a stretch. He's a white man, by the way. And then he cried for 3 days. He said that he felt that as if it was happening to himself. And then the 3 days crying was about him reflecting on how he's part of that problem. And he's grieving his choices in his life, and has come up with a concept called human, H-U-E, man, so we can all see each other. And, this is just some of the things that life presents. So the quote that I started my chapter with was, life prepares us for blessings through opportunities to better understand gratitude. I think the story he shared with me was like a perfect example of that. And, I go on and I talk in my chapter about, at that time, what I was calling the body soul shift, right? Because we feel our emotions deeply in our body. And we're so disconnected from our emotions that we never allow it to touch our souls. And that's the beautiful part about emotions. It's actually the bridge between our physical being and our spiritual being. And, whether or not you had a spiritual practice before lockdown or not, I'm sure that you've been reflecting a lot more deeply on who am I, how can I be better, and how can I be better always, lends itself to, okay, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to meditate, we're supposed to pray. All those things that you hear about, you never have time to do, and now you have to do, because you need something to help you heal, because you can't help but be with yourself in four walls or with the people that you love, right? We're trapped at home with our families, and for some of us it's a prison. For some of us, we're trying to find ways for it not to be a prison. We're reflecting on our choices, reflecting on how we're feeling, and then we have to make a shift. So some of the things, and I still, even though now I call the process replenish me, but I still would say that the process isn't much different. So you have to start with that inner dialogue, right? I call it sweet talk. That is something that will never change, because when I was grieving, not only like for me in 2017, I was grieving the loss of my father finally, who had died 20 years before that. But the whole concept of everything about finding yourself was when I had to look at myself about 20 years ago, which, like, for me, everything that everyone's experiencing now, I experienced after September 11th, because it was hard to be a Black Muslim woman back then. And fun fact about me is I was not born Muslim. I had chosen to be Muslim on my birthday, which was 2 months before September 11th happened. So I went from everyone smiling and, you know, sort of accepting me, because even back then, I was all about radiating love. And I talk about that too. And, you know, to those people, you're a terrorist, you know, it was difficult to get around. And I was, you know, my children were young. I was just becoming a mother and all those things. And so I've with the grieving, I've had a lot of practice with the finding myself. I had a lot of practice with choosing my vibration, and whether or not what people are projecting is something for me to accept, whether or not what society is, what society expects and accepts of me is something that I'm going to expect and accept for myself. So I just invite all of you, and I wrote an article about this the other week, to self-reflect when it comes to injustice.
That's it.
And because we do injustice to ourselves every time we mistreat ourselves, first and foremost, right? The not doing the sweet talk. Most of us, actually all of us today here, are women. And you know what I'm saying, right? Oh my God, this dress doesn't fit me. My hips are too big. Oh my God, is that a new wrinkle? Why do you say that? You're gorgeous. And thank God for that wrinkle. And thank God for that new gray hair. That's the reflection of the amazing life that you've had and the wisdom that you're gaining. And those extra curves are from, you know, your beautiful children, if you've had children, or maybe from when you enjoyed that extra piece of cake. So what? Why? So you do injustice to yourself. And then what happens? You walk outside your door and you do injustice to other people because you feel ugly inside. What if you choose to sweet talk yourself? And while you're walking around saying, oh girl, you're so amazing, you're so beautiful, then you see the reflection of yourself in Renee and Mary and Jelena and Lancia and Flor and Mary, you know, because you feel good inside and you determine your vibration and what energy you're bringing to each and every interaction throughout your day. And when you find someone whose vibration is low, right? They want to do injustice to somebody else. That will empower you to stand up. No, you stop that. That's not the way we treat each other. And that is what I believe is at the core of finding ourselves. So don't grieve. Yes, it's a shedding and it's a release. Cry. Let that ugliness about you go. But welcome in the beauty and see the amazing soul that you are inside, and allow yourself to connect with her, with him. And I invite you to read my chapter because I do talk similar things there. So that's all.
Just waiting for everyone to let it sink in. That was so beautiful, Cordelia. I've read your chapters again. I know we talked last year, and I read it again. And I love what you said about respecting your body, nourishing your body, and then moving. So that was just, I love what you also said, talk about dancing, and I wanted to ask you about that. You've incorporated dancing, so I love that part.
Yeah, I do incorporate dancing in what I do because it is it is a very easy way to release. And what I've noticed about women is we don't, like I was saying, we don't really feel into our bodies. And when you dance, you can't help but to move your hips. And our hips is a place where we hold a lot of frustration. We hold a lot of, you know, feeling unsupported, whether it's emotionally, financially, or just the things that we expect from not only our partners, but maybe from the father, from our fathers or our mothers that didn't happen, or maybe from society sometimes, you know, so that lower back pain is so easily just released just by moving the hips. And I think Flor has been to one of my events. We did mostly breathing during the time she was there, but yeah, most of the time, the second half, we were dancing because it allows you to really release, and you can feel the places where you're holding the tension and the mistrust in your body. And so these are different energy centers.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you for that.
you're welcome.
Dr. Flor, you have a question? I see that you're
I didn't know if it's gonna be appropriate because I have to be careful. The sense of humor, I don't want until people get to know me to think that I'm crazy. When I was 18 and leaving Haiti to go study in Puerto Rico, at the airport, my mom spoke to me about Cordelia, page 114, about the respect of your body and it is your temple. She told me exactly the word temple, but let me see if I can phrase it for you because she said it in Creole. Every time I make that joke, I get people to get it and some to be in shock. She hold me, you know, old-fashioned parent raising girls to remain virgin. Mom hold me, look at me in the face and said, girl, you are leaving home. I do not send you to the world to have sex. Look at yourself and know that your breasts belong to me because I'm watching them wherever you are. And every other part is the kingdom come. Until you find the right prince, nobody enter that temple. You got it? If you were
Wow.
very old-fashioned girls, very conservative, let me make you feel it again to know if you don't recall some parents, some mom telling you to not have sex at 18. Because I think we are from that generation. Okay, let's smile again. Your mom, you're getting on a plane and your mom is telling you, let no boys touch your breast because she's watching it. Wherever she's at, she's watching. This is your body, but your mom is telling you she's in charge mentally. That means before you go do anything, you have that trauma that someone is watching you, that you have to behave. And the worst part is, and the beauty of it is that she said, your private part is the kingdom come. It's a temple that you need to protect until you find the right prince. Then I feel it's so deep that there is no age for us ladies to really respect and value that temple, that body of ours. Then, because now we see women do every kind of things with their body. It's exposed everywhere. Our body become a social media object. And we need to be mindful of that, of the word temple.
And you know, to take that even a step further, I know in my article I was specifically talking about your food choices and your emotional choices. I mean, of course, your sexual choices are in there and your emotional choices, because to your point, our private parts are the portal between worlds, right? And this is, you know, something that we need to revere. And I think that is part of having the sweet talk, is understanding that we are the pillars between the spiritual world for humanity and the physical world. And part of that position is to be careful what you allow inside your private parts. And I would include your heart in that, right? Because it's a direct line to your heart, because that is going to directly affect the way you think about yourself, the way you behave. And this is, you know, another reason why, like I said, when we, that's where most of our frustration is held, because of the choices to not treat our body as a temple sometimes. And, you know, I'm not saying that we all are promiscuous. I'm just saying, you know, we just should, you know, encourage, just an encouragement to make better choices with how we nourish our soul.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cordelia, one of the other things that you touched on that I thought was so important, and I hear myself having these conversations a lot, particularly lately with all that's going on in our world, is the idea of focusing on the positive energies and, you know, keeping the negativity in its place and understanding it for what it is. You know, you really talked about focusing on the positive and letting go of the negative energy. And these are all thoughts and ideas that I think I've shared with many friends in conversations lately, when they're, you know, we're all going through that, where we're sharing our frustrations and our obstacles in life with everything we're dealing with right now. And I think that's a really important message. A lot of us are holding on to all of the negativity and letting it creep into our intimacy, you know, to kind of tie that into what you were saying. It's creeping into our hearts, it's creeping into our emotions. And I think it's really an important message that you delivered when you said, you know, focus on all that positive energy and hold it dear and make it a priority, make it important, make it, you know, a part of your daily ritual, a part of your sweet talk, a part of, you know, every aspect of your life, how you treat your temple, how you treat your mind. That positive energy not only will carry us through everything we're going on with right now, but it changes your perspective on what's going on. You know, if, and some of us have had these conversations in sidebars. You know, I know Lancy and I spoke of it not long ago. You know, there are some positive things coming out of all that we're experiencing right now. And if we can focus on those things and make them more important to us and hold on to them so we can let go of some of the bad things, it'll carry us through. And I think that's a really important part of your message of, you know, being with yourself, being with your own positivity and the positive things happening in your life, even in the midst of a lot of less positive things happening. So yeah, thank you for reinforcing that and reminding us how important that is.
Yeah, you're welcome, 100%.
I also appreciate your dance, because you know, when I think about Haiti and I think about the United States and I think about other countries, what unites us is art, music, you know, dance. You know, when I was asked the question earlier of Dr. Flora, you know, when I started thinking about, gosh, what I would like to know about Haiti is what is their artwork like? What are their murals like? What is the street murals, not the artists, well, both, but what, you know, what do they paint on what's graffiti like? You know, what's the dance like? What's the music like? And so just the idea of moving and getting that energetic vibration up through dance is just, you know, it's such a good reminder. And, you know, a lot of times, I mean, I use music because I'm by myself and have been for a long time before pandemic. You know, I always turn up some kind of music and dance by myself, because it just, again, it's, we're all energy healers, and it's part of that universal connection with each other. Even if I'm dancing by myself in the living room, somebody else is probably dancing on the street with all their friends, and I'm somehow tapping into that universal energy. So thank you for bringing up dance. I think that's such an important part of the artistic expression of who we are, not as cultures, but just as divine souls. And anyway, so thank you for that reminder. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And Flor, please share some songs with us, because Haitian music is amazing and it's really good for hip movement. I just have to say that. So, yeah.
March 2021, 2021, come to Miami. We will dance. Hopefully there's no COVID. We will dance, we will eat Haitian food, you will see mule, because this is so close to Haiti, but let's go where it's safe first. Because no matter what they say, I think it's still safe for me to have you in Miami than just take you to Haiti. We're not ready for you to go to Haiti yet. Then, but March 2021, let's pray. We're gonna have a live, unforgettable experience. With
Haitian food and Haitian, oh my
Haitian
goodness.
food, music.
Yes.
I'm ready for you, lady.
I'm hungry now. Why did you do
Yes.
that?
It's lunchtime. It's lunchtime. I told you we did this thing on purpose.
Dr. Flor, isn't that song Michael Franti? Is he from Haiti?
Who?
He sings that song. Michael Franti, I think his name
Oh,
is.
Wyclef Jean.
Wyclef Jean. Mm-hmm.
Wyclef Jean. Yes.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's another one. It says, I know the lyrics are something, I'll be gone today, but I'll be back someday. And there's a little girl dancing in the street. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was from Haiti. Maybe not. Jelena, any questions for Cordelia? We would love to have.
For now, I just really enjoyed today. Sorry, I'm more quiet today. But thank you so much. This is super inspiring for me.
Yeah.
I'm like from other part of the world, and I'm just tapping into your energies. So cool. Can you show us this? Would you, Flora?
Wait. Hold on. I'm trying to get it for you from YouTube. You know, at least read them.
Yeah,
Let's
you
see
can
if I
send the link, and when I send out the reminder, we can have everyone enjoy that.
That would be great. A little playlist.
Then
maybe.
that will be much better.
Yeah.
That way everybody can dance and wave a little bit. That's good. Be patient.
Dr. Flora, you're going to have to send out specific dates and times for your Haitian celebration, because March is my birthday and I need a birthday trip. So
I'm born March 28th. When is your birthday?
the 15th, but that's close enough. So March
That's
28th.
good. Then we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what COVID, because we cannot plan anything until COVID gets out of the way. Yeah.
Maybe we should all meet there in person.
I was
Oh,
thinking
that's the
Wouldn't that be fun?
deal.
That's
Yes,
the plan.
in person. Yes.
Ladies trip.
That's
Yeah,
the
March,
plan.
yeah. Yeah.
Pat's birthday is in March also.
March
Yes.
1st, I think.
Pat's birthday is,
Oh, yes.
yeah, I think it's the 10th of March. I have to look at
Is
my
it?
calendar. But her, so
Okay.
that's a great celebration.
Great celebration. That will be nice. It's 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we're at time, so
Thank you to everyone who's joined us. And appreciate
you.
Dr. Cordelia for sharing your heart with us. Really appreciate it. You feel more connected. I think I speak on behalf of every one of us who's on this video call, and I really appreciate everything that you do. And I look forward to meeting all of you soon.
Indeed.
Virtual clap for Cordelia and for Dr. Flo.
Cordelia. Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
Next
you.
week.
Be safe. Be
Thank
safe.
you. I think
Renee,
next
you want
week-
to announce who we have next week?
Renee?
I don't have it in front of me. I believe we
I
have,
think- isn't Mary and
Yes.
Lale? I think Lale has
I
yeah.
think Lale has confirmed for next week. Yes, so we have
Okay.
Mary and Lale next week, and
Yes.
hopefully all of us again, and maybe some more new friends. So
Do we have an MC for next week? Because I know Catherine, she said she'd like to do it, so I know I didn't go forward, but if she's not, I'd be more than happy to. I don't
I'll
know.
double check and confirm with her.
Okay. Okay. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Be
Thank
safe.
you.
Stay
Be
Bye.
safe.
safe. Be well,
Bye.
ladies.
Namaste.
Namaste.